What if I told you that narcissists don't just appear out of nowhere? They don't magically wake up one day manipulative, entitled, emotionally draining, and impossible to deal with. No, the signs start early, very early. And the scary part? Most people miss it. Parents miss it. Teachers ignore it. Family members excuse it. And by the time it becomes obvious, the damage is already done. Let's be brutally honest. Most narcissists are not created overnight. They are built slowly, through patterns, through reinforcement, through neglect, through overpraise, through emotional wounds that were never addressed. And while there are many signs, there is one early sign that shows up again and again in almost every future narcissist. One sign that most people dismiss as confidence, or strong personality, or just a phase. That sign is a complete lack of empathy, not confidence, not independence, not boldness, lack of empathy. And before you click off because that sounds too simple, stay with me, because this is deeper than you think. A child who consistently shows no concern for other people's feelings, who enjoys hurting others, who feels no guilt, who manipulates emotionally and repeatedly refuses accountability, is showing a dangerous pattern. Now, let's be clear. Every child can be selfish sometimes. Every child can throw tantrums. Every child can lie. Every child can struggle emotionally. That's normal. But we're not talking about normal behavior. We're talking about repeated behavior, with no remorse. Imagine this. A child breaks another child's toy. The other child cries. Most kids react somehow. Maybe guilt. Maybe confusion. Maybe fear of getting in trouble. Something. But some children smile, laugh, or feel absolutely nothing, and when confronted, they blame the other child. It wasn't my fault. They deserved it. They're too sensitive. Sound familiar? Because that's not just childish behavior. That's the early blueprint of adult manipulation. Think about narcissists, you know. What do? They hurt people, then justify it, minimize it, deny it, or blame the victim. That pattern starts early. Now let's talk about why this happens. Because narcissism is often built in one of two environments. The first environment, overpraise without accountability. This child is constantly told, "You're special, you're better, you deserve everything," but never taught empathy, never taught consequences, never told no. So they grow up believing they are above others, that rules don't apply to them, that their feelings matter more. Now, mix that with no accountability, and you create entitlement. And entitlement is narcissism's best friend. The second environment, emotional neglect or abuse. This surprises people, because narcissists don't always come from overloving homes. Some come from pain. A child ignored emotionally, criticized constantly, or made to feel worthless may create a false self, a mask, a superior identity to protect deep insecurity. So, what looks like arrogance is often insecurity wearing armor. That's why narcissists can seem confident, while secretly fragile. Now let's look at the early behaviors, because this is where people miss it. First, chronic lying. Not little harmless lies. Manipulative lies. Lies to gain power. Lies to avoid blame. Lies to control perception. A child who lies repeatedly, without guilt, and enjoys getting away with it, is showing warning signs. Second, they exploit kindness. They notice who is soft and use it. They fake sadness, fake innocence, fake victimhood to get what they want. And if that works, the behavior grows stronger. Third, they need constant admiration. They need praise. 9, attention, validation. And when they don't get it, anger, jealousy, resentment. Because deep down, their self-worth is fragile. Fourth, they react badly to criticism. Even gentle correction feels like an attack, because narcissists protect ego at all costs. So instead of learning, they attack, deflect, or shut down. And this too starts young. Now, let's get brutally honest. Sometimes adults help create this. Parents excuse bad behavior. He's just strong-minded. She's just confident. No. Maybe, but maybe not. Teachers ignore bullying. Families reward manipulation. Society celebrates arrogance as confidence. And by the time reality hits, the personality is deeply formed. Now, here's the dangerous part. Narcissists often become charming, very charming, because charm hides a lack of empathy. Charm makes manipulation look like charisma. Charm gets them opportunities, relationships, power, influence. And that's why many narcissists succeed in the short term, but over time, their patterns destroy relationships, trust, peace, families. So what should parents watch for? Watch for repeated cruelty. Watch for emotional manipulation. Watch for zero accountability. Watch for pleasure in hurting others. Watch for extreme entitlement. And most importantly, watch for lack of empathy. That does not improve with correction, because empathy can be taught. Boundaries can help. Consequences can help. Therapy can help. But ignoring it makes it worse. Now, if you're watching this, thinking about someone you know, you're probably not wrong. And if you're watching this, thinking about yourself, that self-awareness matters, because awareness is where change begins. The brutal truth is this: not every difficult child becomes a narcissist, but every narcissist usually showed signs early. And the biggest sign? A repeated lack of empathy, with no remorse and no accountability. Ignore it, and the world pays later. If this opened your eyes, subscribe, because here we expose truths most people are too uncomfortable to say. Stay sharp. Yours, brutally.